What's going on YouTube? It's Biggs. We're back at it again today with yet again another One Piece trading card game video talking about regionals this weekend. It was awesome, ran super long if you were East Coast like me though. I was tired. My old ass cannot stay up past 10 o'clock. So playing 10 rounds was wild. Biggest North American tournament if I'm not mistaken. 1,024 players enrolled. And actually playing on the day, minus anybody who dropped. But gotta say, this was hella fun. Glad to see that your man Oyaji is still a represented deck. As I did mention in my last tier list update, I do think that he's still gonna stick around. I think he's pretty viable still, and leave it none other than Garrett Farrington to bring out not just a good list, but a winning list. This man did not drop a game, 10-0. So congratulations, Mr. Farrington. Go check out his deck profile if you guys haven't on the Worst Generation YouTube channel. But this is it. Just show mines real quick for reference. We were hitting a lot of the same notes as we built this. I've never spoken to him in my life, so I did this on my own. I showed you guys kind of like what this was looking like in the last video. And he opted to add straw where we used buggy, but I definitely like his list. I've been playing it a lot actually since we've gotten it, and it's just been working. Things that both versions do well: beat Zoro. I only dropped 2 games to Zoro because Zoro with 3 buggies is a lot to beat in one turn. I lost all 3 games on the day by 1k counter Sag. I lost to Katakuri by 1 because I didn't know that his ability triggered if he had no life, or I had no life obviously. So I lost by 1. I didn't even count my counters correctly leading up to that turn. 2, I lost to triple buggy. And then 3, I lost to the same Zoro that I lost to last regionals, which was sad. But it was down to the wire, and he had Rush Luffy out of hand for, guess what, 1k counter missed. If I had one more, I'd probably get there on the next turn with Whitebeard. But it is what it is. So let's talk about the list real quick. Things we did similarly. Thatch, we were both on it. I didn't think Whitebeard was going to not be in this regional just because Straw Hat typically back in the day, I say back in the day like it was that long ago, back in set 2, had a very strong Zoro matchup. It wasn't too bad, and with Zoro taking, a little bit of hits so that he's not quite mid-rangey or not as effective in the mid-range game, you're able to capitalize on them if either they're playing slower with less defense now, or if they're trying to go too hyper-aggressive. Well, guess what? My bodies are bigger. I can KO your stuff. I have cards for days. Things I do want to mention though, both versions, this 9-drop is, don't fall for it as a trap. It's there as a bonus card. You should still be taking life as you progress. Typically for me, I didn't get to see Garrett play it until the last round and like the last 5 minutes because I was playing my own game. But you kind of pace the damage. Like if you're fighting a Zoro that can hit you 2 to 3 times in a turn, I'll probably limit it down to 1. Like I'll take 1 life and then try and counter the next 2 hits if they have two hits available, just to kind of slow it down. If you take all of it too quickly, that's a little too aggressive in my opinion. I feel like you'll set yourself up for a loss. But then you also have ways to mitigate that early mid-game plan that they have with Nico Robin and 5-drop Marco. He's running the 2 copies. I opted for 4 and 2 Vista because we were on a more traditional Wipe Your Pirates plan. The buggy served our Nami purpose here, was finding our defensive tools. If it found things like Wipe Your Pirates and that was all I could find, then at least it found something and it wasn't a whiff. And on top of that, for me specifically, Garrett, he kind of has the opportunity to do that too with the 2 1-drops. But just being able to trade effectively with the low-cost drops, you don't want to be wasting your 6k attacks, 7k, 8k, etc. Like all your big swings on their little shitters in Zoro, which is why Robin and for me Buggy were like really good to trade into like Dadan, Nami if they use it to attack, the Makinos that are zeros, like just little extra swings so that our big bodies can do their job and pressure their life in hand. So that's what I like. Um, but you shouldn't be taking too much damage early, but conversely, you shouldn't be dumping your hand. That's dumb. That's how you lose by the end game. Uh, what else is there? So nice, cute card combo that we have here is Robin with double crossfire. Really like this a lot. I've been testing the list, and the only thing I did was switch out one Robin for one Marco, just because I like having the bigger body in the mid game, like I said. If you can carry these big bodies for a couple of turns, usually Zoro has no way out, or even against decks like Yellow, just they have no way out. Robin kind of loses your value by then against decks like Yellow, just because most of their top end is 8 and 12, so Crossfire and Robin don't do it, and he's not playing any Otama to do any like cute combos. So it's really hard to do anything about the 5-drop bodies, or if they play any of the 6-cost vanillas or 6k Katakuri. So against Yellow, it's okay. It's not terrible. I do still like it. I do like Crossfire in general as a whole against Yellow, though. That's why I did it. I wanted a card that Izo can grab that was a defensive tool and not just grabbing our big bodies. So I did like that inclusion. Double Red Hawk for me was phenomenal. He only opted for the one, but I don't know if I would be able to look for another spot, which is why I actually lowered our 2Ks to 11 instead of 12, just because I wanted that extra big counter. But I will say it is very hard to do that in this deck, just because if you are able to play on curve, you most likely should. Like if you're on the play going 1-drop, 3-drop, 5-drop, 7-drop is amazing. If you hit 9-drop, obviously that's wild too. But you do want to hold up your counters for this deck. And 2 can be a little annoying sometimes. 1, you can definitely fit in the curve. If you're going second, having that extra 1 Don definitely helps to keep your guys alive if they're trying to swing into Luffy, etc. But those are my thoughts on the red deck, how I feel about it, where we definitely shine. Like I said, Garrett's version is way better into yellow than I think mine was. I did struggle to beat John's deck. Sorry if I butchered this. John Ewan. I lost to him in round 6, my first loss of the day. So maybe if I was playing something like this, I may have been able to squeak it by. But that's it for recaps. I do want to do like a little bit of a Whitebeard breakdown and how I feel about it, because I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, they were supposed to ban it, and look at this, red is still good. Why is this still happening over and over and over? The 6-drop leader is fun. I mean, 6-drop. 6k leader is phenomenal. Drawing a card every turn is phenomenal. But there are decks that exist now and that are on the way that deal pretty well with Whitebeard. I've shown it on camera a billion times already. Law is an amazing deck into Whitebeard. I still think he would beat something like this. It would be a little more annoying because of Red Hawk, my version Vista, his version Robin, and then Marco in general. But even with that said, I still think Law can edge this out against both versions of Whitebeard. It'll definitely be a different experience. You might have to tweak the deck, but I still think Law is a very strong deck into Whitebeard. Lucci's a strong deck into Whitebeard, but what happened that's going to continue to happen until we get this rotation, or if we get some secondary Band-Aid fix version of a ban restriction before September rolls around, is Zoro, man. This is a set 4 Zoro that got second place in Japan's most recent big tournament, losing to Rebecca, but we'll talk about the Rebecca in a second. But because this deck continues to exist in its various forms, this is definitely a more mid-rangey form, because of things like Fire Fist, Dadan, and Buggy. My opinion, still Dadan. I feel like if Dadan was limited, being able to find all these extra tools to keep digging through the deck, because that's what the deck does, right? It does something that aggro decks should not be able to do, which is replace its card every time they play a card. So they're never going down. They're only going neutral, which is kind of stupid. And then on top of that, in Japan, obviously, they still have access to all the Rad Beam. Newgate, but he's only playing 1, and then, Marco blocker. So it gives Zoro this angle that he shouldn't be able to take. and why we're still going to be stuck in this meta game, even though Zoro got hit technically, quote unquote, because of Rad Beam, Newgate, and Marco. You can still play Zoro effectively. If I'm not mistaken, he was around 250 players of the tournament. That's 1/4 of the entire tournament was Zoro. There was only 69 Newgates because, you know, I played him for fun, but you know, a lot of people were on him. I mean, I had a good Zoro matchup, so that's why I really brought it. I'm not going to sit here and say I only did it for funsies. I felt confident because I was like, all right, if I see Zoro enough, I'll probably be able to get a good record. Which we did. But if Zoro gets hit so that decks like Law and Lucci can go up, then Newgate kind of gets tempered out a little bit. It's a little more fair, in my opinion. And I feel like that would produce more variety. I don't think it's going to be a problem in set 4. I do want to preface that right now. Set 4 is a very wide open format. If anything, the most oppressive, if you will, deck of the format is this Rebecca deck. She's won more of the Japan and overseas championships than any other deck, including Newgate. I think Newgate might have 2 or 1 or something like that, but she has now claimed her 3rd title. So what does she do that is very effective against this version of Zoro? She's able to stall them out, deprive them of resources, and win the game very quickly after. Because of things like King Kong Gun and this Luffy, being able to go double attack and just wipe out Zoro from like literally OTK, or if you can ping them down, like once their resources start to dwindle, then this combination of cards definitely takes you there. And in that mid game, we have things like Kyros, who cannot be killed. You would just rest your leader or the stage, which is really helpful to know. You rest the Kiro or these cards, and he can't die. So against things like Zoro, a lot of their removal just kind of goes to waste. That's why he's only rocking the 1 Fire Fist, because it doesn't really do anything. Don minus into a Marco effect doesn't really do anything. Swinging into it doesn't really do anything because it's not just KO effects. Like if he would be KO'd, even by battle, you can just rest one of these cards and he'll be fine. So that's why Zoro kind of has a weakness now. Finally has a matchup that I can confidently say isn't favored for him in this Rebecca deck. And it's the only deck to this day that I've seen be able to starve out Zoro effectively, despite the fact that they're able to recoup so many cards. For better or worse. I mean, like I said, this is her 3rd championship. I don't know if we've power crept ourselves into a wall here. I don't know. I don't really know how the green-purple Dofi matchup goes, because Dofi sees a lot of cards as well, which is something Rebecca is very much known for. We'll see like her whole deck almost. But Dofi does draw a lot, so there's a lot more going on in set 4, but it's sad that it took that long for it to happen. And we might have to struggle through this red meta for another 2 months or so. What are we? We're about to be in August, right? So another month and a half, I guess. But that's my take on it, guys. Do not be discouraged for the future. Whitebeard is good, but not ban-worthy in my opinion. Because again, this Rebecca deck can still destroy Whitebeard for the same reason. Like, how are you supposed to stop King Kong Gun plus Luffy double attacking you with 0 life? Like, you can stop a 16k attack, but can you do it twice? I don't know, that's kind of hard, bro. Even with Marco, because of things like this, there's a lot going on, so I really like where set 4 meta is. And we might actually have a new deck to complain about once we get there. But that's all I wanted to say before we hop into the video. Don't give up, guys. Don't get discouraged. There's still different ways to play. And, you know, even right now, there was a Kinemon that got top 8, so who knows? We're only 1 week into the restrictions, so don't be surprised that we only saw, you know, the one deck that we all knew was going to be there in Zoro, and a surprise deck like Whitebeard's still there. It takes time to adapt. It was a very quick decision. It's not like we had a lot of time to practice either. So don't worry, we still have time, and set 4 just looks even better. All right, guys, we got our first game into Law. This is Garrett Beard. We're going first. I'm going to try this out just to see if I can find the Robin off Nami. not, it's okay. We are still playing Whitebeard, so drawing cards is our thing. Might have to take it a little slow. Just attack 6. I guess pass. Always hate to see when you draw the Searcher off the life at the end of turn, because you you want to play it as soon as possible. But it is what it is. He played Dodon into nothing. That sucks. That is law, though. That is part of playing the law. So we'll swing 6 one more time. 2k is early. Interesting. I mean, that's good for me, if we think about it. Do I take the Marco? I mean, I have the Ace, which is definitely what I want to do next turn. So do I just take the 2k then? Actually, I'll take the Marco just because we don't really have a strong follow-up play to Ace. And we'll do it like that. We end up getting another 2k off life anyway. Gets OPO 1 law. We'll be able to shambles. I'm assuming he's going to go this way, just to get another chance at buying a 2k off that Dodon. A 2k or a Nami. Or he could just save his Makino so that he has the 2k back. Goes for the double value, finds another Otama. So I have to be careful, a little careful. I also have to think about this a little bit. Because as we're taking life, we always have to be mindful of, like, what if he just goes, what will he be at, 6, 8? What if he just goes 6 Don here and then double swings my face with no Don up? I'll die. So I actually might just take the turn off. We have 2 Don for this. So yeah, I might just go like this. Deny him 2k counters back to hand. Just push for a little extra damage. That's pretty good for me, I think. I'll just strip the hand of more cards. Definitely take that. Our Rad Beam was used. So I'm definitely thinking he probably has that ST law like I was talking about. And if not, he probably has it now. So he should use this law to attack. That'll eat a guard point. He can restand. And if he's playing correctly and not cheating, because I have seen people playing double Rad Beam, like, come on, bro. We're already post-rotation. Like, I know we're on the old server, because it's a little less buggy than the new one. Like, damn, brother. Basil Hawkins here to ruin another day for me. I'll be able to have 2 Don up. I am gonna definitely lose a lot here. But we take this every day of the week. We want these trades. That's fine. He just wants me to rest as much as possible. I don't agree with it, but that's what he's going for. So should take the 7 to the face now. I mean, the most he can do right now is like pump Hawkins, kill something twice, and then restand it. Do I care? I don't know if I care. I mean, he's just gonna restand anyway, right? And there's the damage to my face, like I said. So that'll eat this.
And then I'll be able to fossa after. There's the bajillion swings we were talking about. Sanji and this guy. That's fine. This mother effer has to die now. So we'll go 8. I should take his Otama away. Go 8 one more time. Does he have more 2Ks? Does not. Okay, so now I can use this Nami. Only find 2K though. I should be able to play Nami and Fossa and be okay. Find that guard point. We'll attack for 6. We'll play a Fossa over a Nami and pass. Should be able to live through this turn. Gets a chopper into Nami, to nothing, to double chopper. Can shambles. I don't know what he has left in the last 2. That'll eat Sanji. Kind of want to have as many attacks as possible because I can actually use Jozu to attack and use this Makino to make one of our 1-drops attack. We'll block. If he somehow has shambles into another SD law, that's fine. We have guard point. Okay. So he has a 1K Dadan that we know, and the 2 blockers. So I think each swing has to be 6 to lock this up for us. He has to think about Luffy as well. So I'm okay. That's fine. So 6. If I'm him, I'm thinking about Luffy. If not, it would be a misplay in my opinion. Granted, I only have 4 cards in hand. There's no guarantee that I have it. So like I said, we're going to make this Jozu rush. And we're going to play this Makino over the Jozu, I guess. And then we'll pump our Izo and win the game. So, a little unfortunate for our law opponent. A lot of whiffs and not the greatest pickups, unfortunate. Alright, we got second game using our version of straight Whitebeard. We got double search into Maggy. I'll take Ace. Play second one. Blocker isn't bad against Magellan. Their only removal, as far as I remember, is just King. So it's not too bad. I think I take Whitebeard Pirates. Just for the value. I want to keep the game. Mini Rhino. I'll take the turn off to swing and develop a 6K. Here comes everybody's favorite jerk. Oh, no, never mind. Don't even care now. Interesting. That's fine. That means I get to get even bigger. Alright, we're going thick today. Now, even without having the Don, like if he Don denials me now, it's like, okay. I'm still big and juicy. If he goes after speed though, I have to counter. Honestly speaking, I'm okay with that. gives me an extra turn.
He goes with queen. My guy.
My guy gave no Fs. But again, I'm not giving that up, so. I do this. You can draw two. Guys, I know it sucks to give your opponent free resources. Wow. But you have to take it when they're giving you their board like this. I'd rather be down a Don or have him draw a card than have him swinging at me for a bajillion next turn. So 6 at lead. Yep. 7. That's how many suitcases? It's 3. 8. That should be another one. Okay. Oh, you didn't count on that, huh? That's a lot of resources gone there. That's fine. All yours, buddy. Just counter. I don't want to die to something stupid like a bajillion there. Don't care. It's gonna go 8. You can have that one. I think this is the move. I'm just gonna hold up counters. We'll go 5 and 5. Yep. And we'll go 6 there. We'll go 7 face. And we should have a bajillion counter to not die to something stupid. And then my opponent should be dead on the crackback. So for my misinformed people who think Magellan is god-awful matchup for Whitebeard, nah fam. The only time it gets annoying is when they do like back-to-back. Like they would have to triple Magellan you for your Don to be so bad that you can't play anything, but doing it this way is just, it's like, what are we doing, bro? That's 14k swing at me potentially. Sotama. Or actually, he got rid of my one drop, so you're gonna have her. Plays Koala. 2 Don. Yep. That's perfect. That just gives us 2 Don to find stuff. It's 1k counter better than no k counter with just the event sitting in our hand. Take the blocker? I think we take the blocker. Right? And again, I don't think I'm going to kill just because he's holding up 2 for Hell's Judge. We'll have the minus here and here probably. So that's another card gone. Wow. So then we'll go 7 here. Yep. And then I'll play my blocker. Patience is key, guys. Patience is key. Just eat up those yummy cards in his hand and then go face after. Because again, without any pressure on board, y'all, he can't do shit to me. And you best believe I'm countering out of this. You kill Thatch. Huh. You're gonna try and go here? Sure. Huh. 2. Block. Alright, no Don. This is a pretty easy game. It's not like they have trigger blockers or anything out of life, so you just go. Worst trigger they can do is Don minus you, but not today, fam. Alright, we got a game into Luffy. We're gonna go back to Garrett Beard for our final game. Keep. We have a bunch of Whitebeard pirate stuff, so I'm gonna go Nami first. Grab that way. Put Nami on the bottom. Next turn I'll probably go like 7 and then doubled 1. Just go extra wide. Interesting on what he might be playing. So if you guys haven't seen it yet, there's a Straw Hat Zoro deck that's using ST Brook, so I wonder if this Luffy is playing the same strategy. It's pretty good. Helps you trade with things like Whitebeard, big boys. I mean, Law already gets dumpstered by like all these minus effects plus removal. And probably get into the mirror, if we're being honest. It's probably not too bad there, depending on like what they're playing. So we'll go 7. Like I said, there's not much that Izo finds anyway, so double 1 is fine. That's a whiff. That is the problem. Like, there's still quite a few hits. I think the count ended up being 20 Straw Hat, 19 Whitebeard, or something like that, for Garrett's list. That's interesting. I think we take you. But I think that was a pretty close one. But yeah. So the whiffs aren't likely, but they definitely still happen. I've done it multiple times. I think he said he only whiffed once in 10 rounds, which is, I guess, in my opinion, lucky. Or maybe I'm just unlucky. But yeah. Still interested in what Luffy's doing here. He saw 9 drop, so he's like, oh, let me try and go face, I think. But I don't think that matters to me too much. Try not to get too hung up on the fact that you're playing 9-beard. You're not playing the old strategy of just live as long as possible and then slam 9. I think you can slam 9 once you've taken control of the board. That's my opinion though. We'll go 6. He's going to start countering early, which is fine. Get rid of that problem. This is the most annoying card. Anytime you can get rid of this, if they just play it to like deter you, you do it. We have Zoro. Can do kind of a mini Zoro impression here, so he'll go 6 with the rested Don and then attach 1 to lead to attack 6. Fortunately, Brook can't. This is kind of why I like Luffy, don't get me wrong, he does a lot of interesting things with Don efficiency, but he just falls behind Zoro as far as damage. Like, this could have been 3 swings. I'll take. If I was closer to 9, maybe, but because we had to take the 9k hit first, I'm not gonna try and protect myself. So if he just goes here, obviously I'm just gonna draw the life. If he's smart, I think if he has a play that helps him develop more board, you do that instead. I think that's a more optimal play for what we're doing here. Because I'm going to see this card regardless. So do you just waste an attack or do you develop the board? I see a lot of players do that, even in tournament, towards the end of the game rounds. Like, that does nothing. Like, if you have a play that you're going to play later, I think that was like, even if it was Rush Zoro, developing the botting and not attacking is still better than giving me the card that I was going to see anyway. Let's see. Me and my ranting. Do I care? If he gives me a 2K, I take it. Next turn, he can attack for 14 max. Unless he's on some fiery doll nonsense. A lot of people sleeping on that still, and I think it's like still pretty good. Just in case he's like on some Jamble nonsense or Jambe, whatever. I think we just develop the blocker and hold the Don. Which is useful anyway, because I can develop 9-drop with blocker. So there's the Zoro that I was talking about. The opponent kind of missed his opportunity with. We'll counter once, and then I'm going to chuck a Red Hawk. I think. We'll see what he does, though. If he has another Zoro, my lord. But overall, like, I hope that's a good takeaway for you guys. Actually, I'm going to throw another way. One, and then when he goes there again one more time, then I'll chuck my Rad Beam. Or Red Hawk, whatever. I want it for later, but at the same time, I think just sticking this bad boy is more important. So let's burn a 2K. I don't think the Zoro matters. Let's still 3 Don to invest. And then 3 Don on leader. Gives it to me anyway. Oof. And then we'll go 8. Worst thing that happens is I hit like, well, he should block. This should not hit life. I don't know why. But anyway, opponent kind of misplayed. You chuck the blocker, keep the life. But I was going to say the worst thing that happens is he jet pistols out of life, since he's definitely more straw hat than anything. So he's definitely playing Nami and all that stuff. So he loses nothing by doing that. Seven cards. Like I said, he could Jambe for 15. I go 10. That ain't it. Yeah, I don't know what was going on there. What the game plan was. Got our final game into Zoro. Get to show off the Zoro matchup a little. We'll go second. You have a 1 into a 4-drop. This is fine. I'll try it. The only thing that would make the hand better is if we luck out into our Luffy. So we have a nice turn 3 play. Buggy's a nice way to develop our board a little. He whiffs. That is what happens. You do get punished for trying to run so many search cards. We'll take this Vista. That's an excellent pickup. We'll develop our own Buggy, hit the guard point, which is good. So we have some late game defense for later. We're going to be able to develop our 4-drop, and then next turn we'll probably do the Vista after to clean this up. Curly into Sunny Coon. So we got 1-drop aggro. Can't do that, brother. Respect the attempt. Okay. Don't really care. I'm still going to swing 6 and play our 4 drop after. Next turn, I can do Vista and a buggy to just help trade this board a little. I don't really like committing our 6Ks to these things, so that's why we have our buggy, like I said before. Might have to pop the Haruta. Just him being able to get this for free every turn is annoying. So we will take 1. I'm going to be able to get max value on our buggy. Counter 1. Counter 2. I have to pace myself. I don't really want to be at 1 life on his 7 Dawn turn. That's way too fast. So we'll go 3 here. With these 3K bodies, they're kind of hard to just leave around. So I do have to clean this up. I do think it's worth taking the time off to do that. And then we will buggy ourselves one more time. It's fine. Didn't whiff on too much, and we have the Red Hawk up. See if we catch him with his pants down, if he attacks here without doing anything with that on. Finds ST Sanji. This is very reminiscent of the guy that I played 2 regionals already, and he's the only person I've ever seen play that card. And I've lost twice to him, unfortunately. We got aggro burn Zoro, so let's see. Does he choose to put this here, or does he want to try and kill my big boy? Take it. If he goes here, obviously I don't care. But I'm still going to take the opportunity to just freely... Oh, I fucked that up. Alright, that wouldn't happen in real life. God damn it, Sim. I always mess that up. Now he has a free body. That's annoying. But it is what it is. Alright. He's got 3 cards. Definitely see him just taking the damage here. He showed me Fiery Doll, which makes me a little nervous, so we're kind of just going to spread our damage like this. And then see if we prompt the block here. That's just telling me that he has more Fiery Doll in hand. Does he have enough? I'm really mad I let him keep this though. Okay. Alright. Let's not mess up this time. 2K. 2K. Yeah. That's the video, y'all. Again, take all the matches with a grain of salt. It is some matches, for better or worse, are only really useful for showing off the decks. Like, to see how they, like, if they can at least get off the ground, not so much the interactions part. Sometimes, you know, your opponents aren't the greatest. I do want to just, you know, disclaimer, because I'm always going to get comments that, like, you know, can you play against someone better? Well, not my friends aren't always on, so and I just want to put out a video for you guys to show off my list, Garrett's list, without, you know, having to wait a whole day for friends to come home to play against, you know, some good players. But it is what it is. Sorry, guys. But that said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Whitebeard isn't dead. Nor is he a villain, guys. Don't look at this and start dooming and saying the sky is falling, that you know, the meta is saturated by Whitebeard, and Whitebeard's the problem. He's really not. Um, that'll be my hot take for the week. I think Zoro is the main issue, and if Zoro could get in line with other decks so that the decks that could check Beard could be played more efficiently or without having to worry about going like X and 7, I think it would just be better. Uh, but that is it. Um, let me know how you guys feel about the meta that we're in, the adaptations that people are making, because it's definitely not solved, guys. We've only had one event. It was very short notice. It's not like we had all the time in the world to prep this out. We had like a week or two to just start practicing the changes and see where we went. So um, I do attribute how successful Whitebeard was um, this past weekend rather, to just people not knowing yet. There was definitely a lot of people that I saw on Twitter commenting like, "Yo, I just lost to a Whitebeard. I didn't prep for this. I didn't think he was going to be relevant anymore." And that's what happens. So I do want to say that like there's still room for growth, but I wouldn't be opposed to Bandai hitting Zoro legitimately this time because they hit Whitebeard, but not Zoro at all. Uh, everybody took it as Red got hit as a whole. It was Whitebeard that got hit as a whole. Zoro kind of went unscathed. So if we were to by chance somehow, by some miracle, get one more banless type situation or restriction, definitely something in Zoro needs to go. But Green didn't do so bad. Kinemon was up there, top 8, like I said. So there is chances for things to change. I'm hoping that you guys are enjoying it. I know it's pretty stale. It is what it is. I'm sorry, y'all. OP04 does look more fun. I know I've been saying that like every set. I feel like I have to keep defending the game so that people don't quit and give up on it. But it's really not that bad, I promise. I mean, because I enjoy the game. Like, no matter what the state of the game is, like, I'm having fun. So I'm hoping that you guys can too. But that said, guys, let me know what you're playing, how your weekend went, if you competed this weekend, how you did. Let me know what you're looking forward to see next on video. Let me know what you want me to be working on. I'd be happy to share some ideas. Like I said, I've been brewing around, trying different things. So let me know. Don't forget to like and subscribe, y'all. Peace.